Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at an important message from your soul, future self, and inner child. Can't wait to get into your reading. If you prefer, by the way, to pick your pile using your zodiac signs, you will find a timestamp for that below. If you wish for spirit to pick your pile today, that's also an option, and you will find a timestamp for that as well below. But otherwise, if you prefer to pick your piles using your intuition, please stick around. I will zoom you into the cards and the crystals so that I can properly introduce them to you. Today, you'll be picking one or several, maybe even all of the Queen of Wands that you see, depending on which one you're the most drawn to. And you can also pick your pile using your crystals. For pile number 1, you've got the red Jasper. For pile number 2, you've got the yellow Aventurine. And for pile number 3, you've got the Rhodonite. Please take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. As I just mentioned, in case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It's meant to take you to the messages you're meant to hear, specifically today regarding messages from your soul, future self, and inner child. You might be surprised about how the different piles either add to your message or show you an entirely new truth that would make a huge difference in your life. So yeah, once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps below. Click on your times, which will take you straight to your readings. Please note that sometimes the chapters, very rare, but it does happen, the chapters do not match the timestamps. If this happens to you, always refer back to the timestamps that I've typed in below. And yeah, in the next section, I will be assigning different zodiac signs. If this is something that you do not prefer, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. But if you prefer to pick your pile using your signs, then my dear soul family, as you know, this part of the introduction was created specifically for you. After the shuffling of the zodiac signs inside my pouch, I will be drawing out 4 signs for each pile. All right, let's get straight into it. Pile 1. I think these are 3. Yeah, let me pull out one more. Pile 2. Whoa, well, I'll just leave it exactly like that. And pile number 3. What happened there? Oh yeah, that's the old one from Capricorn. Capricorn's still with us. Okay. I just kept them there so that I don't lose it. All right. Let me now introduce your zodiac signs to you for today's reading. For pile number 1, it's got a lot here. The signs for pile 1 are Taurus, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Leo, as well as Pisces. The signs for pile number 2 are Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, as well as Virgo. And the signs for pile number 3 are Aries, Cancer, and Aquarius. Look at that, 5, 4, 3. There's a countdown. Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch it in that order, ascending order, 3, 4, and 5, you can do that. This could be a message in today's reading or the other way around. But otherwise, back to the zodiac signs. Please pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your pile or piles using other placements in your chart, please feel free to do that. Once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps below. Click on your times and I will see you in your readings. And finally, if you prefer to pick your pile or piles if you wish for Spirit to pick your pile today, this next section has been created specifically for you. These are the 3 cards I'll be using to shuffle. The Magician will be presenting pile number 1, the High Priestess pile number 2, and the Empress pile number 3. And I will be shuffling them around until one of them, until one of them grabs my attention. There we go. I was trying to pass this card. My other hand didn't take it. It looks like it's the chosen card. So, what is your important message from your soul, future self, and inner child? Your picked pile is pile number 1. So, my dear soul family, these were the different ways to help you pick your pile today. I truly hope you've enjoyed them. And once you're ready, you know the drill. You'll find the timestamps below. Click on your times, and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at a message from your soul, future self, and inner child. We'll be doing these readings separately. These are the decks that we will be using. And it's really interesting today. It looks like there's a lot of, spiritual pointing, if we call it like that, towards your pile. A lot of the zodiac signs chose your pile. Even the part of the introduction of Spirit, please pick my pile, chose your pile. So there's a lot of emphasis on your pile today, and I can't wait to see why. But let's find out together. It's like the chosen pile or something. Very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful red Jasper. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Taurus, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Leo, as well as Pisces. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, we're starting off with the first part of your reading, and it has to do with your message from your soul. Let's find out, what does your soul want to show you? What message does it want to give you? What important message? So you've got Saturn in Scorpio with inheritance. I kind of felt right away that there is an entrapped power or something, like a power in your soul trying to, it's like your soul wants its power back. Your soul wants you to use your power, which is kind of entrapped at the moment. Inheritance shows me, if we take a look at a message from your soul, I think it's talking about past lives, how you've created this spiritual power. You have a lot of power that is in this lifetime entrapped, and it's not something that you can't get back, because this is the maze. Eventually you're going to find your power. It's coming out, and you will be able to use it. But a powerful message from your soul is that you've got a lot of power, and that you're entrapping without whether you realize it or not, and you're not using your power. I think your soul wants to be free, to be in its power. You've got River. I think we can remove the deck from here. And there seems to be an emphasis on this card, because that's where we place the stone. It's like, free my power, free your power. I want to be free. Free to flow as I like. And you've got the card Mercury with the keyword messages. These do look like these 2 snakes on the card, don't they? And if we look at Mercury, perhaps it has to do with your power to communicate. At least it's one of them, because you've got the blue with the throat chakra here. So perhaps one of the ways your soul wants you to find your power back is through the power of your word, to say what you need to say, to speak maybe about something or in general. You've got Fish. You also have a spiritual power that's entrapped. This spiritual power will allow you to, with the red here, to feel grounded, to find your power of stability. Okay, interesting. Let's pull out your tarot cards. This way we get a full picture of your soul's message. And what is this spiritual power that will allow you to feel very grounded? Interesting. Okay, looks like that's the section we're picking our cards from in the first part of your pile. You've got the 5 of Pentacles. The red again. I think without this sort of stability, you feel sad and you feel like you're lacking something. And you could be trying to gain this stability through other means. But really, nothing is going to fill it up like that spiritual power will. Let's see. You've got the Page of Wands, the blue with the throat chakra. Okay. It's like words are spells. If you talk, you walk. If you talk, you move. And we'll find out. Queen of Pentacles. And we go from the lack to being fully fulfilled here. Queen of Cups. Emotional stability. 2 of Pentacles. And we stop right there. Right, perhaps that will be for the second pile. So what is your soul's important message to you today? I feel with the fish, something is slipping off your hand. There's a form of power, especially the one that brings you stability, whether this is stability in life, financial stability, whether this is poise, whether this is feeling grounded and strong, this root chakra. In any case, it makes me feel with the fish and the 2 of Pentacles that you kind of get access to it quickly, but then it slips off your hand. Every once in a while, you attune to that spiritual power and poof, it slips off of your hand. And the longer you hold on to it and you're able to keep it, the more you'll be able to finally move from that place of lack to feeling fulfilled. Lack in life. The things that you currently feel like you lack, you'll be able to move from there to feeling absolutely stable, fulfilled, and happy with the Queen of Cups. But with the 2 of Pentacles, this is like able to balance it for long enough, able to handle this balance for long enough, the red again, in order to finally move from that lack to the Queen of Pentacles. Not to forget that we're overall talking about your power, freeing your power. Freeing your power will allow you to fulfill the lack. So, the throat chakra is tied in, and we can see 3 things are tied into that. And perhaps it is showing you can use one thing to free another. Like you're trying to find your groundedness, you can use your solar plexus with the yellow. You can use your throat chakra. In any case, one of these energies needs to flow freely in order to liberate the others because they are intertwined together. And it's kind of like you have threads that are intertwined. And the more you free one, it becomes much easier to free the others. And there's something about your groundedness, your power, and your throat chakra that need to flow effortlessly. The key to your freedom of power is to hold on to that energy, spiritual energy, long enough to be able to free everything else and find your power and groundedness, as well as your happiness. So let's follow the cards and trying to understand what is that power that you hold on to and it slips. Or maybe it doesn't matter. What matters is other ways in which you can hold on to that power or reach that power. I am seeing that this Page of Wands is dressed in both the yellow and the blue, the other two colors. And there's something about maybe you're able to reach the red, the power, reach this innate spiritual power every once in a while that allows you to be strong, but it's not so easy to always stay in that energy because it's so intertwined. It's blocked in one way or the other. So your soul wants to say, in order for you to find your power, use the other two methods that, if they're free, they will naturally free your ground chakra. Very sophisticated message, but it's also super simple at the same time. So your soul is saying the secret here is to keep walking with the solar plexus and the throat chakra. What does that mean? I put it philosophically, or like I spoke with the colors and the chakras so that when I now explain what I want to say, you are able to follow up. We understand now that you want to use more of the throat chakra and the solar plexus in order to reach that power, and that will automatically liberate the root chakra. The root chakra contains a very strong spiritual power that will be the real power that you will find in your life. That's the real soul liberation, because with inheritance, you always had a sort of strong power, and it's maybe even very familiar to you in this lifetime, but you get a peek of it here and there that you've always used, that for one reason or the other seems to be entrapped in this lifetime. All right, now that we have our ideas organized, let's explore how your soul wants you to use the power of your throat chakra and your solar plexus to free your root chakra, thus fully finding your power. Oh, no, hold on. I'm thinking Page of Wands in Thoth, that's the Princess of Wands. That could give us a clue. Princess of Wands is the earth part of fire, which means taking actual actions toward in the direction of the things that you actually have power over. So this means speak more, throat chakra, right? Speak more and take more actions with the solar plexus in the direction of the things that you are already good at, passionate about, the fire, good at, passionate about, feel strongly about. You're naturally strong there. So the more you put your focus and your energy, as well as actions and speaking in that direction, then the more naturally this entanglement will untangle. And the faster you can reach your groundedness. That's the trick that your soul wants to show you here. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're trying to find your power overall or in a specific area of your life. Your soul is saying, hey, do you know how you're so good, I don't know, at drawing? Start drawing more and start speaking more about your drawings. This may not hold true for everyone in the world, but it's your specific tailored key to unlock your groundedness and power with the root chakra. So the more you use the power of your words and speak passionately and talk more about with others, maybe find a community that shares your same interests or a community that's on your path, on the same path that you want to move towards. But you're guided to focus a lot on what you're already powerful at, what you're already good at, what you're passionate about. And the more you take actions in that direction and speak about these things, it looks like that's like the easiest path to you moving from the energy of lack to the energy of great stability and achievement. Not to mention that you will be very happy to find that you finally found power in the most area that you needed, that safety, that groundedness. And it will unveil, just like the magician's quote here, it will unveil a spiritual power that you've always had, but you didn't know about. Very interesting. So yeah, it's very simple. Your soul is saying, I know the way out, just like the maze. You're trying to solve it directly, but it slips off your hands, slips off your fingers. And while you try to do it that way, because your soul or you feel like you're innately got that power, that's why you're able to access it in the first place, but it doesn't stay. It always slides out. Don't try to achieve it in this way. Join a community maybe, or just do and speak about what you find passionate and you are naturally strong at. And that's what I see as the most important power that your soul wants to communicate to you. It's going to be healing, and it will tie this entanglement. And it looks like, with how the crystal is placed here, like this is your most important message in today's reading. It's like pinned. This whole message is pinned. Do that and you will find your power as well as your innate talent. Try to do more activities these days and speak more about the things you're naturally good at and passionate about. Okay, so that is the first thing that I see your soul wants to let you know about, your important message. Very interesting. Let's now take a look at your future self's message. What does your future self want to tell you? We think we are getting this card. You got Mars in Leo with egotism. Interesting card for sure. You've got erosion. Okay. You've got the 10th house with authority. Wow, okay. And you've got frog. And it's interesting that the 10th house here is coming with the keyword authority. Definitely true. But it makes me think, because you've got egotism, then erosion. But let's see. Let's take a look at your chosen tarot cards. So you've got the Ace of Swords. The Five of Wands. The Hangman. The Seven of Swords. The Justice, but we also have one more card. So I guess I'll reveal it in due time. How about we place it right under the Hangman? And what do we see? What is your future self's message? Oh, look at that. It's like someone started having some big power that's making everyone else fight. And the fighting is not making anyone go anywhere. And it's robbed all the benefits from everyone. And so justice must happen. Everyone must seek the truth and clarity and being righteous in order for for the whole system to go right. Interesting. Why are you getting a message like that? Perhaps the authority here is talking about someone in authority. Is it talking about you being an authority? Let me think. Oh, wait, it's talking about how there was someone in power in your future. Now, there is someone in power that will, in the future, little by little, have their power erode. This person that has power now will not always have power. I will read the cards because a lot of you could understand what this is about, and then I'll try to suggest what it means. But let me just read it, and then we can put our connections into the reading, like connect the dots and suggest. But it looks like your future self is talking about change with the 5th house. There's huge change pertaining to someone who's in power. Little by little, with erosion, this person who's in power will have their power wind down. Little by little, they're going to lose their power that they're using. The authority that they have will erode. And that will, with the frog, make many people jump to the opportunity. Especially when they realize that this person's power is no longer a real power. Because you know the frogs, they go ribbit, ribbit. And you're like, there's a frog here when you're walking in the park. You just don't know where it is, right? You can't see it most of the time. But you know there's a frog because it's like ribbit. So there's something about this person making a noise, but they're actually losing power. And for a while, it's that noise that will continue to make people think that they still have that power. But the moment of clarity with the Ace of Swords, that everyone realizes that this person has ceased to have power actually, and which obviously has been happening for a very long time, chaos is going to happen. A little bit of chaos is going to happen here with the 5 of Wands. Suddenly, everyone is fighting over this power, maybe, fighting over what they always wanted to do that they couldn't do because of that power. Maybe everyone's like now fighting over truth. Everyone couldn't say the truth. Now everyone's saying the truth. There's a little bit of chaos in the beginning that your future self is pointing towards. You'll find everybody fighting. But because everybody's fighting in different directions, everybody's thinking about themselves only in that situation, there's a halt for everyone. Not only that, but it becomes worse because it's robbing people from their rights and their opportunities that they can use and everything else, because every person is thinking about themselves individually. Balance will happen where everyone gets their rights actually when there is balance in that energy, when everyone's thinking about the whole situation, the whole ecosystem, rather than individually about themselves. So your future self's message is Knight of Wands with the Hanged Man. During a time where everyone's fighting over their desires, be the one to do the right thing and hold your horses during the time of great desires. Because if you try to pursue it like anyone else, nobody's going anywhere anyways. Nobody's going anywhere. So do the right thing in a time where most people are not doing the right thing. Even if you too are fueled by great desires. Because you don't want to be amongst those who will have opportunities robbed from them because they are acting in this way. Stay true, stay balanced, stay honest, and think of the greater good along with your desires. When the opportunity arises where it's good for everyone, including you, then go for it. But don't, something like, go down in history standing on the wrong side. Don't, because a time of great justice is going to come, so don't be on the wrong side. It doesn't have to be as dramatic as history, but don't be on the wrong side. The truth will be revealed. Everyone will see, will realize that this wasn't wrong. Don't be amongst those that blindly follow their desires when it is a time that everyone needs to think about the community and everyone else along with themselves. So, of course, it's really, we listen to this message and we think it's really weird, but it is the future, right? And it is your message from your future self. Keep this in mind. Somebody's power is going to erode. Your future self is not saying, don't look after the things that you want. They're saying, hold your horses and do it in the right way. Don't be amongst those that will be seen as having only looked for themselves and not for everyone else, not having done the right thing, like harmed maybe everyone else and trying to get their desires. So yeah, I don't know how this is going to play out, but it is the message that I'm seeing in your cards. But yeah, it looks like these days there is someone in power who everyone, maybe even including you, maybe you know about this already, like maybe you can see whether this or not that, but at least everyone, most people think they're in power, but they're not. It could be in anything really. It could be in a small setting, a medium setting, a big setting, who knows? But this is your message from your future self. Do the right thing. Always look out for your desires, for what you want, but always try to do it in the right way. Okay, so that is, my dear pile number 1, your message from your future self. Let's take a look at, look at how I've placed the Knight of Wands. It's like, if you're patient, you'll be able to get there quickly. Yeah, that's definitely a message you're getting here. Okay, let's now take a look at your message from your inner child. Okay, so you've got Jupiter and Gemini with bluff. Something about, no, with bluff, you're lying to me or something. Jupiter and Gemini with bluff. You're telling me one thing, but you're doing another, perhaps, I don't know. Too early, just a guess. Oh, thanks. You've got 2 cards here. Fire, as well as earth. We did talk about the earth part of fire. The earth part of fire, then we just talk about that. Wow. That's definitely connected to that. So your inner child wants to talk to you about that as well. There's something that you really love that it seems you're not pursuing or talking about. Whoa, okay. Very interesting reading indeed, with the messages coming out and how they're connected. You've got the 9th house with exploration. Exactly. Your inner child's like, please go and explore what you're having fun in, what you have fun in, what you enjoy. Why aren't you exploring it? Why aren't you having fun with it? You're like, you're cheating me. You're cheating me. That's what I want to do. Tiger. And again, we get the moon, do you see? Something about even your inner child knowing how that's going to release your power. Wow. Okay, My goodness, your soul and your inner child are so in sync. You know, the inner child is very psychic, and no surprise there, actually. Very, very cool. Very cool. Okay, how about we read about the tiger? We might just get an extra message about your power there, right? Okay, let me not waste your time. And there we go. So you've got lunar force, yeah, the psychic part, the intuition. Lunar force, ease in darkness, feminine energy. The tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Something about the healing as well. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour. And the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Ooh, something about the evening. Spend some time in silence this evening. I think that's a direct message here. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. The amount of time this month, guys, that I've been guided to tell others to sit in silence is crazy. I'm getting it written in the guidebooks. I'm getting it written in the cards that come out. I'm getting it appearing in the artwork of the cards. I don't know what it is about this time of our lives that we're going through. Perhaps something astrological, but everybody's been getting guidance of sit in silence. It's crazy. So yeah, spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There's nothing to fear in the stillness, except the awakening of your own power. Wow. Actually, beyond what we've been reading, I feel like you're going to be able to get attuned to your sensuality, your energy of receptivity, the feminine energy, your capability of devotion, your capability of fearing nothing, all of that. Your inner child is the one telling you, I need silence in order to heal and flourish. So that's a unique message all on its own here. And it's another message that your inner child can see and wants to let you know that if you stay in silence, you'll be also able to easily and quickly reach that power. So we're looking at different perspectives and how to reach that with the lunar, that spiritual power that you have. One way that will allow your inner child to connect to it, and this is your soul's guidance, and following both will really allow you to attune to that energy, especially that your inner child agrees here very much to follow your soul's guidance on the earth of fire, to walk and do the things, to do more of the things you're passionate about and love, and to talk more about it. To explore it, to learn more about it, because the more you're doing that, the more you are healing and untangling whatever happened here. And there's something about staying with silence, especially at night, maybe before you sleep. The more you do that, to stay in silence for a little bit before you go to bed, or maybe to sit in silence in bed, like don't scroll on social media, for example, don't talk on the phone, don't do this, just to stay in silence before you actually sleep, which will really help you heal and heal your inner child specifically, again, to take you quicker to that spiritual hidden power. Okay. Wow, 9 of Pentacles, interesting. 4 of Pentacles, the Magician, I'm not mistaken, there's a halt in your capability to manifest certain dreams. And if you're wondering why aren't these specific dreams manifesting, it seems like you already have strong powers of manifestation. The more you connect with it, the more you will be able to manifest these specific dreams that are on hold. Nine of Cups, again, this definitely talks about your capabilities of manifesting all of your dreams. Wow, so your inner child here shows you, hey, I have the capability of manifesting all of your dreams for you. If I'm in my full force and full power, I will be able to manifest everything. You have no idea my powers of manifestation. Perhaps that spiritual power that we see here. So your inner child gives us a clue regarding this, and it's at the moment at halt. If you want to get back into that energy, your guidance is, as we saw your soul talking about it, to don't focus your energy on trying to heal your root chakra, which will automatically be healed if you talk about and move in the direction and take action in the direction of the things that you are excited about. So start exploring that. Start allowing me, your inner child is saying, to enjoy that with the 9th house, to go on this adventure, to do these fun things. The more we do these fun things and you're able to give me more silence to heal, I will be able to achieve all of your desires for you, because we have strong manifestation powers that are not in full throttle. And my dear pile number 1, this is exactly what I see as your messages from your soul, your future self, as well as your inner child. I wish you the best of luck and truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. I certainly have truly enjoyed this reading. It was full of interesting information and interesting revelations, and I wish you the best of luck. Truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships. It's a great way to support me if you can and wish to do so. Thank you so much, guys, for everything, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at an important message from your soul, your future self, and your inner child. We'll do each one on a separate row, all on its own. And yeah, that's the intention of your reading today. Very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful yellow Aventurine. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, and Virgo. Welcome to your reading, guys. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. And by the way, if you're interested in knowing any of the names of the decks that I use, you'll always find them listed below. Welcome to your reading, guys. Let's start off with your important message from your soul. Okay, I think we should put this to the side so that we have more space. First message. So you've got the Jupiter card with abundance. Wow, nice card to start off the reading. And I wonder what your soul wants to tell you about that. Really matches your card as well. Your crystal, I mean. There, you've got water. Okay. You've got mouse. And you've got Mars in Gemini with decision. I'm starting to see something interesting, and it's, oh, this one moved. I'm going to take it. Yeah, I am starting to see something interesting here. Okay, you've got Mercury. By the way, this is the exact card that popped up in pile number 1 in the first row. So I would say if you're drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend it. You've got messages with Mercury. And let's now pull out your tarot cards to complete the message that your soul wants to deliver to you today. So, what message, does your soul want to deliver to you today? Right. You've got, wow, 9 of Cups. That's a wish fulfillment. Okay, that gives an even bigger perspective. Yeah, it makes sense. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, the maze. Even pile number 1 in the first part of the reading, they had this maze. So yeah, I highly recommend it if you're drawn to pile number 1. You've got the 5 of Wands. You've got the King of Wands. Can we fit one more card? Because it's out there. Let me check the camera. No, it doesn't look like it, but we'll keep it here and we'll open it in due time. So what am I seeing? I'm seeing your soul talking about, with water, something like the form of how something manifests. Especially that I see the 9 of Cups. It looks like your soul wants to specifically address something regarding to a wish that you have. And it's a very unique wish with the 9 of Cups. Very specific, unique wish. Can we get more information about that? This moved. Sun and Libra with harmony. What's that specific wish before we get into the details? Ace of Cups. High Priestess. The High Priestess makes me feel like this is a private wish that you have. It's one of the things with the Ace of Cups that your heart truly desires, and it seems like it's going to allow you to live with a specific form of harmony. 7th house could be like even has to do, and Ace of Cups could be like intimate relationships, like romance or intimate relationships in general. Something that your heart truly desires, because we've got the dove here, so harmony and dove, it will allow you to have peace, finally have peace with something. It's a deep-rooted desire that you have, that even your soul wants to experience in this lifetime. That's how deeply rooted this wish is. I feel like this is such a deep-rooted wish that extends to you spiritual, as it's almost like a soul wish even. And the fact that you have that wish is because your soul wants it, with the veils being open here. Yeah, that's how much you want that wish. So your soul wants to help you manifest it because it wants you to experience it. Now your soul is talking about looking at the other side and how things work spiritually. Just like water, some form of energy takes different forms. The states of matter with water are ice, gas, water, and ice, right? You would think, if you didn't know more about science, that there are 3 different things. But we know, of course, that they're all forms of water. And similarly, the way your wish will manifest is in that way. You might think that in doing one thing, for example, it's so unrelated to the other, but it's exactly the same thing. It's just in different forms. And it's just like the High Priestess, perhaps it takes a form spiritually in one way, and it manifests in your life and another, but at the end of the day, it's all the same energy kind of thing. So that's the first big thing I've noticed when I looked at Jupiter and water and the Nine of Cups. There's something about you understanding how to make that wish or that energy reach you, finally be able to reach you, where you would feel very fortunate by understanding that things take a different form. So why are you getting that message? Things take different forms. Let's take a look at the mouse. I think perhaps if we take a read about the mouse archetype, we'll be able to decipher what your soul wants to show you with the different forms. Let me get the guidebook. Okay, that's much better. The mouse, it says detail-oriented, small-minded, nitpicky, and nervous. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Someone here is a Virgo. Okay, soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. This can be quite a painful experience. I totally understand what this is about now, for both the mouse and those around them. When the mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be the time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. So here's the thing. Now, if we look in context, it looks like you're trying to achieve your dream in one way, when really your soul's like, yeah, that's one way to do it, but it will require so much effort. There's another form of that energy, another way to work with that energy of achieving your dream. It's just one form of achieving that dream. Perhaps with the mouse here, you are detail-oriented, you work hard, you're so focused on trying to do something the hard way, and your soul's like, abundance is an energy that is limitless, and it seems like you're so focused on your desire, your soul's desire, in fact, in a way that is so limited. Your soul's like, I can see everything. You don't have to do it in that way. It seems like you're taking the longer way to achieve something. And your soul's like, while you are a hard worker trying to achieve it, there is a much easier way, as we keep seeing, to do it. And so just like water takes on different states, and its movement in each of these states are far different. Like if you're trying to move a block of ice and you're trying to pull it, that's going to be much more difficult than if you were to create a stream, melt it, and let it go to that location, for example, that you want. And of course, in its water vapor form, it reaches the sky, right? So if you tackle that energy or look at that energy at a different energetic form, you'll be able to attract it to your life much easier. So it's not just about the hard work, which is obviously great, but you're trying to do it the hard way. I think we've explained that part really well. And in that way, you want to think strategically about this wish. So King of Wands, the king of energy. I think your soul is trying to divert your attention to achieving your wish through energy and not necessarily through the effort. Like, it's not saying stop the effort. It's just inviting you to work in its form that's more malleable with the energy than its earthly form. To do that, to work with its energy form, we've got Mercury here. There's something about messages or communication. In fact, this Five of Wands shows that you're going through a struggle that can be overcome by the throat chakra. That's the intelligent way to do it, the throat chakra. So there's something about the way you communicate. You know, this reminds me of using the power of writing your goals. Mercury, Nine of Cups, communicating your goals, writing your goals. And in that way, it's the energetic way of reaching your dream strategically rather than just doing the effort. This will take you out of the maze you're trying to get out of. There's a much easier way. The easiest way out is to use your throat chakra. I think messages, in my opinion, this is talking about writing it down. So being strategic here, let's say you create a writing routine, and that's the best way you can work with this in the malleable form. You know, maybe you want to have walks and talk and like say out loud what it is that you want to achieve. If I am to use the knowledge that I've read about, it's probably talking about writing it down, because I know when we write our goals down, they do come true. So things like writing them down, drawing them, creating a vision board. I think this is continuous here. The more you write them down, draw them, how you express them will make the biggest difference in you achieving this goal, because this is a dream that you have. Look, the golden egg. This is an important dream, not only to this reincarnation, so to speak, to you, but it's a very important goal and dream to your soul. It makes me feel like one of the reasons you came in this lifetime is to achieve this dream, and your soul would love for you to achieve it. So let's take a look at this hidden card. What is it showing us? Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Like start putting your attention and planting this seed in the universe, and be patient. Like put the plant there, keep writing, and don't worry about anything else. Again, this is not saying don't work towards it. You're already doing great work. This is saying put a lot of your effort into doing that, because you will be surprised how much it can make a difference. So get yourself a manifestation journal, just any notebook that you're not using, and repeat these wishes and dreams. Write them down every day. Maybe you want to do it on your voice notes, to voice it out every day. Send yourself a voice note every day. But I really think the power of writing is like spells, but this is up to you. Write them down every day, draw them out, because this is like planting a seed into the universe, and it will work out for you much easier than the way you're currently approaching this wish. Okay, so that is, my dear pile number 2, the first message that I see that your soul wants to deliver to you. Let's take a look at your second message, which is from your future self. What does your future self want to tell you? What's your important message from your future self today? Let's find out. Very interesting so far. Let's pull out. We've got 2 cards here. Actually, this one moved as well, so let's take that card. Let's take this one. Actually, this one moved as well, so I'm going to take it. Got a lot of oracle cards in that one. This one. And let's keep the decks out of the way this time. Right, so you've got Saturn and Pisces with loss. Mars in Aquarius with rebellion. The Sun with source. Roots. Yeah, we just saw a card with the root, with the little plants coming out, but I don't know if they're connected. Let's continue and see. Forest, like the roots can build a whole forest. Okay. You've got Sun, could be with source, resources that you have. I don't know. Let's wait. You've got the Owl. And let's pull out the rest of your tarot cards. The Eight of Cups. There's something important that your future self wants to let you know, that right now when you're watching this reading, you are cutting ties, finally cutting ties with your old story, old past. You're leaving with Saturn and Pisces here. Something about leaving the past to the past, and your future is looking very bright. Okay. You've got the King of Swords. There is a new story now, especially a story about who you're becoming with the King of Swords, what you're building, what you're doing, what you're creating. And the Six of Swords, again, you see, you're leaving. There's a new chapter in your life right now. You're currently, with the Six of Swords, moving from one situation, one chapter, and you are these days entering another, as your future self is showing us here. Okay. I would say, since that is the situation, you might want to check out readings with the topic of what does the next chapter, for example, hold for me, things like that. Because it does look like you are entering a new chapter. With the King of Swords, there's a new story to be told here. Your future self is saying that the things that you felt you have lost in the past, the things that caused you pain, with the 12th house, Saturn and Pisces, it does look like your future self is saying, it may look to the naked eye or to you right now that, oh my God, I've lost this, or I've gone through this pain. That's not fair, for example. But in your future, you will see that these very experiences created the roots for the great abundance that your future self is living in now for them. So your future self is saying, we've healed a lot, Sun and loss here. We've healed a lot. We have overcome so much with a lot of power. And the type of power that I have today is one that you won't even believe. I have so much power now. I feel like I'm healed with the Sun, that I'm powerful, especially mentally. Mars in Aquarius, the air sign. We've healed a lot and we've become powerful. And your future self's, one of the most important messages here is that you will realize as you move into your future just how much these times have built important roots and stability for you, learnings, understandings, because these roots look like neurological pathways in the brain, neurons, grit, power, all of that. That it will give you specifically knowledge with the owl, knowledge and wisdom on how to build the very forest or the great abundance that I am living in today. None of the things that happened to you in the past has happened for no reason. There is something about we are the powerful person that we are today because of everything that happened in the past. It's as if it all was planned out. There was a wisdom to everything. And speaking of wisdom and the past, your future self is saying, we are very wise, very intelligent. And right now, you are on the brinks of entering a totally new chapter, a new story. And as you're watching this reading, you are currently cutting ties fully with your past. Whatever has happened there, that's the last of it. That's the end of it. And it's making you very strong right now. You're getting into your chapter of strength. King of Swords, Mars in Aquarius. This is all air signs, yeah. So there's something about mental fortitude. Your future self is talking specifically. See where the swords are in the mind. There's mental fortitude that you will really enjoy in your future. And yeah, your future self is saying, get prepared. Fasten your seatbelts because you are now moving into your future. You're now moving into that chapter of great abundance. You will love this story very much in this next part of your life. And doesn't the sun here, the center of the sun, kind of looks like a diamond, doesn't it? The way it's the geometrical shape. Is it just me? Diamonds, it's the same theme. Diamonds are, I don't want to say indestructible, but very hard to it doesn't break under pressure, right? And so similarly, you are becoming that. It's very hard for you, if at all impossible for you, to break now under pressure in this new chapter. I feel like your future self is so happy. They're proud of you. They're proud of the past. They're proud of everything you have gone through. They're so happy with the abundance they're living in. And they've understood that everything had a reason. Everything was done for the greater good of yourself. And yeah, they're just saying, I'm reaching you now at a point where you're saying goodbye to the old chapter and you're entering a new one. Should we ask your future self about your very near past? Your very near future. Like, what are you now entering into? What are you now going to experience as you cut ties with the past? 9 of Swords. And the Love. There seems to be a lot of healing when it comes to your fears. Okay, so right now, it looks like you are healing the heart. You're making better choices. Your future self is showing you. You're making much better choices for yourself these days. And you are specifically healing your anxiety or your fears about things that you thought would happen to you but really aren't going to happen to you with the monsters here. So that is what is specifically happening right now. You're feeling safe. You're feeling loved. You're vibrating love. You're healing. It's almost like you're getting anxiousness, fears out of your system. Specifically the ones that haunted you. These specifically, you're getting them out of your system these days. A lot of mental fortitude. Your future self was very specific, weren't they? So these days you're entering a new phase. Perhaps things are happening in your life and you realize, oh my God, these things that I was afraid of, they weren't true. They're not going to happen. You're healing energy of fear in specific. Perhaps you had a lot of low vibration because of these fears. It seems like you're healing them and your vibration is becoming higher. You're becoming happier. You're feeling loved. You're choosing love. Yeah, look, your world is becoming rosier, brighter. You're really feeling good. What I am seeing is that you're entering a new chapter that will make you feel loved, good. You're healing your old fears and anxiousness. They're residing and you're overall feeling good. Your frequency is rising. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Any specific details about events or things that are happening in your near future? Oh my God, well, that's very specific. Four of Cups. It looks like your world is turning to color. You're feeling more vivid. There's something about this vivid energy. You're having more fun in your world. You're feeling like the world is more beautiful. You're getting a better experience in life. There's a lot of surprises coming with the Four of Cups that you don't see, that you will see very soon. In fact, I feel with the hand gesture that your future self is saying some of it has already happened to you, and there's so much more that's coming that will change your life. Anything else? 10 of Pentacles. There's a lot of abundance coming to you and many others. You'll be amongst those that achieve great abundance in your near future. You'll be very lucky in the type of wealth and abundance, which is really what we're seeing here. Perhaps you're following that advice. Yeah, abundance with a wish that you have, or actual abundance of wealth. It depends on what abundance means to you. So yeah, in your near future, you are receiving a lot of abundance in your life. So that is what I'm seeing, my dear pile number 2, when it comes to your important message from your future self. Yeah, it talks about a lot of healing and you moving into a new chapter and how nothing happened for no reason. Beautiful. Such a profound message, really, from your future self. Poignant, beautiful message, for sure. Okay, let's now take a look at your inner child message. What important message do you have from your inner child? Okay. Actually, we've got 2 here. Again, from this deck. Let's pull out 1 from here. Thank you. And 1 from the animal deck. There we go. And let's check out your oracle cards first. So, you've got the sun in Sagittarius with enthusiasm. Nice, okay. You've got Saturn in Cancer with charity. You've got ecosystem. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand. You've got opposition. It's an astrological aspect with the keyword confrontation. And you've got elephant. Like opposition could be an obstacle. Here we have Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. Let's get more information about that, on that. You've got the 2 of Swords. You've got Temperance. Oh, wow, look at that. I mean, that's not a coincidence. Kind of like it's not about the journey, it's about how you go through it. Because the Fool card here is more equipped, and so their feet are not vulnerable. But at the same time, they're probably not so they're probably not so connected to the ground without their shoes. So there's pros and cons here. Okay. Pros and cons is what I'm getting here. Being more equipped is pros and cons. The higher self. There is something that your inner child wants to connect you to, that your soul was trying to tell you. There's a connection here in these two, which is funny because pile number one also had a connection with their inner child and their soul, some form of connected message, although different, but there was like a point that they connected with. And in the same way, I feel like your pile, your inner child is also connecting to the message your soul was trying to tell you. So what am I seeing? I'm seeing your inner child saying, there's a lot of fun with the ecosystem in connecting with others. See, here there's charity, which makes me think maybe you like to, since this is your message from your inner child, it makes me think that the opposite could be true, that you like to rely on yourself. Perhaps your inner child is saying, we all need each other with charity, ecosystem. Maybe you have, you're in opposition with your community, with your friends, with your family, or maybe you just don't like connecting with opposition. Or maybe you're afraid of confrontation. You're afraid of connecting. You're afraid of disharmony, perhaps. In any case, I feel like your inner child is saying, I feel there's so much fun. I feel my best. I feel great when you are connecting with others. Because we all need each other with charity, Saturn and Cancer. We all need each other. And so your inner child is saying, don't cancel the idea of connecting with, of connections, whatever, for whatever reason you're not connecting here. Because it's not about the connecting itself, it's about how you go about it. And know that there are pros and cons to everything. To remove your specific obstacle that's standing in your way when it comes to connecting with others, there is something that you're not seeing. When you do see it, which will take us straight here, when you do see it, you'll be able to navigate through it much better. The higher self takes us here, and we know that it's about dealing with an energy in another form, in another way. Perhaps you're very focused in dealing with others in one way when there's a much easier way to deal with them, and that's what you're not seeing here. You're guided by your inner child to connect, to get out of your comfort zone, to step out of your comfort zone. As you're stepping, the more equipped you are, perhaps with the shoes, better dressed you are, could be a specific message, better dressed, better equipped you are. First of all, the better you will connect with others. What does that mean? There's a loophole, wormhole that can take you where you want to go faster when it comes to your connections with others. This wormhole, like this two distant points that cuts travel time, right? So a shortcut. There's a shortcut when it comes to specifically the obstacle standing in your way that you are currently not seeing. You have the key. So what is it? If I'm not mistaken, again, we see that wormhole here, right? Again, it takes us here. I think this is saying the same thing. Remove the obstacles from your way. By the way, Ganesha is also the bringer of abundance. So these two are definitely connected for you. This means that you can remove these obstacles from your way using the same technique here. And that is to write your dreams down every day. If you have obstacles when it comes to connecting with others, write them down every day. Make them your not task, but ritual. Because that is like a wormhole here that will take you long distances and help you remove many obstacles, that even the ones you're not seeing. And that's the shortcut here, and will allow you to manifest more connection, because the ecosystem, your connections with others are important. And I don't know what are the obstacles. I'm sure it's going to be different from one person listening in pile number 2 to the other, but your inner child is so excited about it with enthusiasm. Can't wait to do it. It's a lot of fun for your inner child. And so your inner child saying, yes, follow that guidance. It will take you there. Very interesting reading indeed. Yeah, very cool. Looks 94. Maybe this is very specific, but maybe someone here is born in 94. Again, very specific. Okay. So my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see in your reading, your important message from your soul, future self, and inner child. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Oh, I just noticed something. Remember the 10 of Pentacles here when it says you'll be amongst those that will be lucky with abundance very soon? And maybe with this is very specific. It's a timeless reading. If you're watching this now or in the year of the snake, then this part is relevant for you. Perhaps because of the energy of the year of the snake, seeing so many snakes here, that you'll be amongst those this year that are lucky to get so much wealth and abundance. So yeah, that's what I see, my dear pile number 2. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships. It's a great way to support me if you can and wish to do so. Thank you so much, guys, for everything. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at an important message from your soul, your future self, and from your inner child. Can't wait to get into your reading. I will be doing each one separately in its own row, but very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Rhodonite, and if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Aries, Cancer, and Aquarius. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so let's take this out of the way and pull out the rest of your oracle cards for the first part of your reading, which is an important message from your soul. Okay, I think we've got every card from each deck, like one card from each deck. Let's reveal your oracle cards first. So, you've got Niche, okay, you've got Moon in Virgo with Order, You've got Pisces with sensitize. And, oh, look, I'm noticing like 6 and 12, half of something maybe. And wow, you've got the firefly. I love fireflies. They're so cute. Very interesting. There's something about making use of something at its peak before the energy fades away or something. Let's take a look at your tarot cards so we have a complete message of what your soul wants to tell you about. What's your soul's message to you? The High Priestess is trying to show you something from spiritual, maybe, that you may not be seeing, almost from the other side, reflecting information maybe from the other side. Very interesting. Okay. So you've got the Page of Swords. Equipped with this information, you can do so much. You've got the Five of Swords. It looked like the Seven of Swords in a moment, for a moment, like stealing the swords, but no. Winning something, overcoming something. The Chariot, winning over something. And you've got the Ten of Swords, exactly the right amount of cards for the frame. Perfect. Okay, I think I'm going to start off with niche. What is that saying? Perhaps it will give us a clue to what your soul wants to tell you, your important message in today's reading. Niche. There. A niche is a creature's unique and specialized role within an ecosystem. Perhaps it's niche. Finding your niche or niche is as much about those around you as it is about yourself. Noticing your own needs and inquiring about the needs of others will help you to better understand your role within a community. Interesting. This card invites us to find where we best fit through a process of self-exploration. Look at that. And practicing compassionate listening. You can draw inspiration from the many thousands of creatures coexisting harmoniously at a given place and time. I feel like your soul here is talking about your soul mission, what you're meant to do for your society, what you're meant to do in this lifetime. And with the firefly, I feel like you're at the epitome of that energy, and it's time to step into it. This is where your intelligence lies. The High Priestess and the Page of Swords. So your soul is kind of like not just inviting you, but pleading you to get in touch with your emotions, with Pisces, the 12th house, with what you feel you can do for society. But to do that, to reflect well, your your soul is advising you to look at your environment. What does your environment need? What do the people around you need? What's the need? It's almost like when you do something, it's best to look at the needs and the demands of the market, for example. It's one thing to want to do something, and it's another to understand the real needs of the market so that you can fulfill it well. That's where success lies. And similarly, your soul is saying, this is the epitome. This is the time where you're needed. It's right now. This is when you're needed the most to find out and to attune to that role properly. You want to look at your environment now. Where you are today matters. And now is the right time for you to start with the Page of Swords playing that role. Because your role, would you see the swords equipped here? And then 5 of Swords, overcoming something, winning something. Because your role now can help many overcome a specific, with the bow and arrow, a specific issue that they are dealing with. You're really going to help others out of a great pain that they have with the 10 of Swords. That's why it's important for you to reflect, because at the moment you can't see it. And to truly see your role very well, which is needed right now, you are guided to reflect. You'll find it through your environment and not just through yourself, because you can think, oh, what's my role? I think my role is this, that, and the other. It won't come fully together before you reflect on your outside world as well. And what does your outside world need? What sort of pain are they going through? And with the bow and arrow, you have the divine tool that specifically given to you. The reason I say that is because the bow and arrow remind me of the divine tool of Gandiva, given to Arjun by the Lord Brahma to help him in his divine mission to overcome something, just like the sword of King Arthur. So you are equipped with specific tools that you're meant to use now to help others overcome, to bring something into order. This is your time to use that divine power. What is your divine power? Let's ask your soul about that. I think your soul can help answer this question the best. What is your divine power? The power of what? 9 of Wands. First of all, you seem to be powerful. The 9 of Wands is the wounded warriors, the person who can withstand more than others. So first of all, you're equipped with a lot of power, being able to overcome something that others feel beaten down by. You see, others give up, others are beaten down, but because of that power, you're the one who's able to withstand it. It's almost like there's fire. No one's able to get into the fire to get something like the fire extinguisher and come out to extinguish it. Everyone's afraid to get to the power. But let's say you're equipped because, and metaphorically speaking, because you won't be burned. You're able to get through, break the box, take it out and come out or something. Or bring it with the box or something. So in that way, I'm trying to say that you're able to withstand a specific energy, first and foremost, that others aren't able to withstand. Whether it's because of your intelligence that allows you to understand things better, whether it's because of a skill that allows you to withstand it, actual power, physical power. But it's the power of withstanding something that others can't. 6 of Cups. I feel like you, with the 6 of Cups, this is the soul. You've gained that power over time, perhaps with past reincarnations, because 6 of Cups is also a card of past life. And you'll be able to use that talent that you've learned from past lives in this lifetime. What is that power, though? 4 of Pentacles. You've got something that others lack. I would say it starts by asking yourself the question here, because I'm sure everyone's going to differ with that power than the other. But the basic line is you're able to endure something because you've acquired it from different past lives. And if you want to know what it is exactly where you in an area where you excel and others, with the 5 of Pentacles, sorry, not the 4, the 5 of Pentacles, where you excel and others are lacking it. So the question here to you is what are you good at, that you feel you excel at, that others aren't so good at? Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So don't just stop with that, because that could take you to many directions. Now that you know your power here, you must ask the critical question of how can I use this power now? Don't go, oh, I have this power, let me do this, let me do that project, let me do that. No. To use that power well, which you're meant to use right now, you're meant to look at also, reflect also at what does your environment need at the moment. To help you think about that, I will pull out more tarot cards and ask. It perhaps can help you in your trail of thoughts. What does your environment need? Ace of Wands, Queen of Cups, and you've got the Mirror again. Unbelievable. It's almost saying at this point, look, look. Wow. It needs you, first of all. Okay. But what does it need? What does it need? You've got something that you can give out there. So Ace of Wands, Queen of Cups, which has to do with the heart. Get out of here. Am I missing something? I'm probably missing something, and the cards are like, Reem, hello. What am I missing? Is it missing? Is your environment missing looking at themselves? Finding themselves, maybe? Finding themselves? Is your environment losing themselves? Need to find themselves? What am I missing? The Sun. The Sun is the ego, the self. Power, self-empowerment. Perhaps for some of you it's self-empowerment. Yeah, Sun. For a lot of you it's self-empowerment. Right now, this is what's needed in your environment. You can empower others in an area where they're lacking, because it seems like you're good at it. So that self-empowerment could be really anything. Empowering others through their emotions, empowering others by freeing them from the very things they're attached to, like maybe creating a product or a service that takes people from their toxic, what is it called? Toxic coping mechanisms. It could actually be healing others and how they look, healing them physically as well. But yeah, I think this is as much as I understand. Empowering others, for sure. It has to do with empowering others. Healing them emotionally, helping them see themselves, self-empowerment, helping them with the things that are standing in their way from reaching their potential, healing them physically. It's around something like that. And of course, again, it's going to differ from one person listening to the other. Okay, so in any case, your soul is absolutely sure that you will be able to find what your role is and to start it now, to step into it now, because it's a role that needs you right now. If you start it later, it might not have as much effect, and you want to begin now. Have a combination of looking at what you're good at and what your environment needs, and you will absolutely find it. But definitely has to do with self-empowerment, which will empower you along the way as well. And look at that. We were just talking about Arthur's sword, the Gandiva. Yeah, you've got the tool. This is your time. Okay, so let's take a look at your future self's message to you, important message to you. I feel like there's a split here. So I'm going to take this card. You've got the Sun in Aquarius with idealism. Okay. Oh, well, that one showed up, so I'll take it as well. Jupiter in Scorpio with manipulation. All right. Solar flares with activate. Something is being activated now. So I feel like your future self is saying something is starting now. In fact, you know, this card reminds me, if you're watching this now, this will be, it's a timeless reading, but if you're watching this now, this will be specifically, it will specifically make sense to you. We've recently had what appeared like an alignment of the planets in January. So something has activated for you during that time. Your future self is pointing out. It looks like something has started for you. In fact, manipulation here, it looks to me like it's an energy that's playing out in your life at the moment due to the alignment of the planets. If you're watching this later, something is happening astrologically and its energies are playing a big role in your life at the moment. It could be that it's, since we're talking about the heavens, it could be that it will result in an inundation of abundance into your life, in the inundation of some form of energy into your life. And this is happening right now for you. Okay, you've got predation. The second pile, they had a mouse. It's interesting that you're getting it here as well. I would say if you're drawn to pile number 2, I highly recommend it for you in that case. And you've got the buffalo. Highly spiritual yet very grounded, the buffalo archetype. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. I'm going to shuffle these in and I'll be back. Okay. What is your message from your future self? So you've got the Empress. Yeah, some abundance is about to appear in your life. It's like energetically, it's forming or something. Manipulation, some energy is happening. And you're about to receive great abundance in your life. You're at that point of time. Cool. Okay, you've got the 7 of Cups. I think your future self here is really excited. They're like, wait for it. This is beyond your imagination. Kind of thing. You've got 10 of Cups. Your future self is saying, you are going to be so happy. Okay, really nice. And I think you're like, is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that? Your future self is like, you have no idea how you're going to be so excited about this. And you've got the 5 of Pentacles. Your future self is saying it's something that you currently lack. If you're like thinking, where is it? Where is it? What is it? As you're guessing, your future self is saying is something that you really lack. It could also be, by the way, with the 5 of Pentacles, money that you need. So it's kind of like, wait for it. It's happening at the moment. Now, the way this is going to happen is interesting, to say the least, because for that to happen for you, it's going to happen in a way that will initially make you, I would say, cringe. But your cards here are showing, when it comes to your spirituality, what we call bad may not be bad, and what we call good may not be good. It's the nature of the realm of our reality. And we learn to understand better and deal better with the yin and the yang. The reason I'm saying that is because with predation, animals eating each other to survive, it looks like, we may not like it. We look at animals doing that. It's their karma. This is what they do to stay alive. One's got to do what one's got to do, I guess, kind of thing. So I think your future self is saying, the way you are getting this abundance, you may not like. It's not like you're the one who's going to do something that you don't like. It's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is the way this money and this abundance is coming towards you may happen in a way that you may not like. But it's the nature of things here. The buffalo is a highly spiritual animal. There's also a hard worker, someone that you can rely on. This is all the buffalo archetype. So this is why your future self wants to tell you about this, because you seem to be an honest person, someone who cares a great deal about values and doing the right thing. You're a hard worker. You want to make your money or get your blessings in an honest way. So something may disturb you about the way you're getting this abundance initially. But what we understand from the cards is these things are going to happen anyway. What's happening here is happening anyway. And it might look from the outside like it's a terrible thing. But such is the energy of change. It creates chaos until it finds its balance again. So with this change of energy, with manipulation and all of the energies that is happening, it may look to the naked eye that it's awful, but really it is just like the snake. It's something shedding skin. It's almost like a way where nature is saying, out with the old, in with the new. So maybe my guess here could be your company, for example, saying, hey, saying to your manager, hey, the efforts you've been putting in weren't that good. The company's being professional isn't that good. You weren't able to achieve this, you weren't able to achieve that. Look at the people working with you. Look at pile number 3. They were able to achieve this, they were able to achieve that, and they're not even in the leading role. So we're very sorry to let you know that we're going to let you go, and we're putting pile number 3 in charge. So initially that might feel bad for you. That's just an example to translate the energy here. Who knows how this is going to happen? And in fact, as you're watching this reading, it's already in progress. So you will be observing how the universe rains or abundance onto you. And like I said, it looks like your future self is saying it may happen in the beginning in a way that may be very uncomfortable for you. You may not be seeing it as right, like, that's terrible, that's bad. I mean, I'm happy with the abundance and I'm very happy with what the universe is giving to me, but this just feels bad. And the answer here in your cards are showing you that there is not really such thing as bad or good. It is what it is. As long as you're not the one, going out there and harming anyone, the way things play out, while we may not entirely like it, and as long as it's out of our hands, there's something about just let energy change and play out in the way it's meant to be. Things are happening right now in the way they're meant to be. But as a result of all of this change or chaos, you're getting great abundance these days. And that's why your future self is appearing in your reading today. They want to let you know this is a time of great change and great abundance for you. You'll be seeing many things happen. Don't try to judge it too much. Know that everything has a spiritual reason. But the great news is you're going to be so happy because this is something out beyond your wildest imagination. You won't be able to imagine what's going to happen, but it will certainly, with a little bit of very little effort, will be able to fulfill what you currently lack in your life. Okay, so that is the message from your future self, my dear pile number 3. Let's now take a look at your message from your inner child. What is your message from your inner child? So you've got the 10th house with authority. You've got, well, this one banged, so let's see what that is. Succession, interesting. Huh. Okay. 10th house is also the house of career. So that example that I just gave seems to be true for someone here. But in any case, let's take a look at the rest of your cards and see what your inner child wants to show you. You've got 2 cards here. Wants to tell you. You've got Sun in Cancer with resources. You've got Sun again in Virgo with health. Great. Sorry, there we go. And look, it's forming 46, 46, 48. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. Ooh, something moved here. It was this card. So you've got the 4 of Pentacles. Sorry, I did adjust myself and say it was the 5 of Pentacles. Something you're lacking, yes. So 4 of Pentacles. Seems like you're going to acquire something. Or perhaps it's guiding you to acquire something. Let's see. The Hermit. The 8 of Wands. Go quickly, do something. Two of Pentacles. Are you like going back and forth trying to make a decision and your inner child's like, go for it or something? 8 of Pentacles. It talks about your mastery. So here again, my God, you won't believe me if I told you the 3 piles today had a common message one way or the other between their inner child and their soul message. So here your inner child is talking about 10th house, 8 of Pentacles, what you're good at, which is what your soul was talking about in today's reading. I feel like your inner child is so excited to get into the role of what you're meant to do, what you're very good at, masterful at, with the 8 of Pentacles and the 10th house. And your inner child's like, come on, start it already, go for it already. Why are you so wishy-washy about it? Why are you so indecisive about it? Please go for it. I'm so excited. If you have issues with the resources, because you've got the Sun in Cancer with the resourcefulness and 4 of Pentacles, there's something about your inner child saying, use the resources that you have. You don't have to go overboard. Use what you've got. You can. So if it's you worried about time, be resourceful with your time. If you're worried about tools, be resourceful with your tools. If you're worried about money, again, it's the same thing. Be resourceful with your money. Because with the Hermit, it's crazy. All the mirrors here and the Hermit are starting to make me understand that, dare I say, you're the only one that can do this. Mirror, 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 mirror on the wall. Who's the wisest of them all? So there's something about you. It's like your community, the world, this field, whatever this is, needs you. Come on. Something like that. And you need to do it now. You need to shine now. And similarly, your inner child's saying, come on, get into the passion. You're the only one who can do this. Why are you so wishy-washy? You're so good at it, and with the Eight of Pentacles. Get into it. Start communicating it. Start jumping into it. Start doing it. And in that case, why do you have the health card? But look, with the sun, it's aligning right with the firefly. It's like you're going to shine so bright. And if we looked at the Nine of Wands that you've had up there as we were clarifying, making you the person who can endure all this, I would say with health, this is talking about you're the one who has the power to do this. So, very interesting. Why do you have succession? Are you going to build something upon what the ones who came before you have done? Let's see. Succession. Succession is the process that transforms bare rock into vibrant forest. Lichen arrives to digest the rock, leaving behind a teeny tiny soil layer. Interesting. Moss can then inhabit that soil and leave behind even more soil, where shrubs can live, and so on until the next catastrophic clearing of the land. This may symbolize an idea, project, or goal in your life. Didn't I tell you guys? It can be hard to move forward when you are laying on bare rock. And suddenly catch sight of the lush old growth forest you are trying to create. Trust in the successional process, exactly what I thought here when I was reading this. Trust in the successional process that will allow you to slowly work toward your goal by embracing each phase as it comes. There is immense beauty to be found in a lichen-covered rock and a field of shrubs. How interesting. And look at the forest there. It looks like perhaps what's stopping you actually is, that's why you've got order. I missed something here. Perhaps your soul is saying, get yourself organized. Organize yourself, yeah. And so your inner child is saying, it doesn't have to be done all of a sudden. You obviously have a big goal for this, and this is why you're so wishy-washy about it. Your inner child is saying, if you keep looking at it from a grand scale the way you are now, you're always going to feel like it's such an obstacle to begin. And so your inner child is encouraging you to start tapping into that powerful energy, because your inner child's like, I got this. This is mine, the 10th house. This is my thing. And you don't have to begin with the huge vision that you have. It all starts with a teeny tiny layer, one small effort that you can build onto the other, and the next. And before you know it, by time is going to turn into this great forest that you are envisioning. So your inner child saying, I know what is keeping you from doing this. And the reason you're so wishy-washy about it is because you're like, when do I have the time? Or when do I have the resources? How can I create this big thing in such a small time? Where small time here is relative spiritually. It might be long time for you on earth, but short time in your overall spiritual journey. So you need to do it now, kind of thing. Now is the time where you want to start, in the grand scheme of things, short in the grand scheme of things. So you want to start it now. Start by doing tiny efforts every day that you know you will enjoy, that will make a huge difference again over time. And with these small efforts, you will realize that you can actually build that grand image that you felt debilitated by today in your near future, because you're like, hey, I did this, I did that, it's working, it's happening. Let me take that step now. Let me do this step now. And it's very important. I heard in my mind suddenly lean on. So maybe this is talking about how over time, as you work on this, it will allow you to lean on it as things maybe change, because I just suddenly heard in my mind lean on. So it will allow you to lean on this maybe when things change. Perhaps you will choose to lean more on this than other things that you're working towards or doing. But it is something that I've heard. So it could be something that will be under your belt when maybe things veer off course. That could be the meaning of lean on. Yeah, I guess your inner child is excited about this. This is your soul mission. Obviously, this is something that you will lean on later on. So your inner child is saying, please do this, do it, start with what you have. Start with the time that you have, start with the resources that you have. You are in full power and capacity to make a great change. You will be doing the work of masters, but just begin now. And my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in your reading today when it comes to your important message from your soul, future self, and inner child. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 3, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye!